And man, it's tough. I would imagine. I mean, in your case, I know we've gone over this. This is just what you have to do, whether it's tough or not. These are things you do because you love unconditionally. But man, in the moment, a lot of the times, it's a lot easier said than done to practice that. When you know somebody needs from you, and they if you give them that unconditional love that sometimes feels harsh, let's say, like how people like to say it, that harsh love, but you know that that's what they need and what they're going to grow from, whether it's today, right? Because as you mentioned, you understand that sometimes you give things to the people today, but they only grow from it when they're ready for it. So that might be weeks, days, months down the line, but you
Years
planted
too,
this
sometimes.
years, of course, and you planted the seed, man. But it could be tough to rip that band-aid off sometimes. Just feel it. Yeah.
Every breath is a new me.
Yeah, and to shift gears a bit, because man, you sparked something in me earlier when you were speaking about pain and embracing it, and I reflected on a conversation that I was hearing. This guru, I believe his name is Sid Guru, and he was talking to Joe Rogan. He starts talking about heaven and how who told us that we're not on it already, and why we act or look for another place to go to finally embrace happiness and to embrace the pain and to like grow from these things. We're always looking for a better place instead of making where we are at this moment the best place that we could possibly be in. Is there any insight that you could give to that you off the top of your head that sparks you?
Well, what it means, right? Heaven on earth.
Yeah.
It's that. It's the idea of letting go of your wants, of your desires, your low level emotions, your attachments.
Yeah.
And what that means is to unconditionally love. That means to right speech, right intention, right action. And you notice anything you do, you have to put right in front of it.
Yeah.
But it's very tough for people to do because they're not always willing to do that because of what's externally around them. And what that means is if this person goes and says something mean to me, all of a sudden I need to go say something mean back. And then what ends up happening is ego talk. To get there, you actually have to let go of the ego. You have to let go of the idea of excuses, justifying things, denial, sublimation, rationalizing how come things happen. And then you need to come to the understanding that, the world is not the way we want it. It is the way it is.
Yeah.
But take it to the further understanding is that the world is what we are. So if inside of me I feel heaven, if I feel peace, if I feel joy, happiness, if I'm every constant move and action I take, every constant word is positive, every single kind of step is positive, every single kind of thought is positive, it's the kind of thing where it's like that's what I'm building every day.
Yeah.
I'm building that. Now, what happens to others is that then all of a sudden someone external from them does something bad to them and it just switches that perception. And now all of a sudden fear, mistrust, all that stuff comes in. But even as you feel that, it's going to scream at you like, hey, but remember what happened here, remember what happened there, remember where I lived here and what there. But they forget that those situations don't happen so they can remember the pain. They happen so they can become better.
Yeah.
So instead of thinking about like what this person did to me, I'm thinking about what did I do wrong? What can I do better? What can I see better?
Yeah.
How can I become better? I'm not focused on what the person did. I'm focused on what was I doing during that time?
Yeah.
And what can I improve on? Now, when I reflect, I always think about what can I get better at. Okay. And that's really what it comes down to. So now, in order to do that, you have to attention, awareness, and observation. Now, Attention means that I focus on the details around me,
Okay.
right?
Sure.
Awareness means that I am in my present and I am aware of all this that's going on in me. And observation, I'm paying attention to the people around me and their behaviors and conducts. And then I'm looking to match what their motivations so I know where to spend energy.
Right.
Now all I see is good. So because I always, let's say I make the judgment today that so-and-so is not ready for energy.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that my perception can't change and me see that they're at a different stage of life a week from now and that now they have better understanding. Now I'm like, okay, now they're ready, so I give it to them now.
Yeah.
And what that means is that once you reach a level of clarity and joy and happiness and love, you're not meant to disappear into like the sunset. No, the opposite. You're meant to go into the garden and start pulling the weeds and start planting seeds. And when I say pull the weeds, do I mean kick people out? Do I mean like get rid of this, get rid of that? No, I mean like fix the weed, turn the weed into a seed. Let's take it a step further.
Yeah.
You know, let's conceptualize the idea that we can turn weed into seeds.
It's powerful.
You know, because I think too often people just discard.
Yeah.
I'm not saying leave yourself open for attack or, you know, I'm not saying leave yourself open for sabotage. Sometimes you have to remove a weed from the environment.
Right.
But that's okay. That doesn't mean that you wish the weed bad.
Yeah.
That just means that you care enough for the weed to understand that you're not meant to turn that weed into a seed. And that's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But by you freeing the weed, you're giving the weed an opportunity to turn into a seed.
Yeah. Wow. It's deep. That's super powerful. That is super powerful. Wow. Yeah. Those are the kind of things those are the kind of insights that spark fire inside of me. You know what I mean? It's amazing because it's true. Sometimes the people that you have to move out of an environment isn't necessarily because they won't grow, but maybe that environment isn't for them and you need to release them to do, you know, to do the growth elsewhere.
Yeah, and honestly, when it comes to it, the ultimate growth is virtuous. It's your personal highest moral ideal.
Yeah.
Do good. You know, like it's really easy. When your natures are at battle, you have two natures inside you. One wants external things, the other one wants internal peace. You know, you gotta do the inner work. And the reality is, let's just say, good and evil, right? Like you gotta do good. You feed your higher level emotions. You do good, it's gonna be good, right?
Yeah.
And it's not that you get rid of your, you know, it's called a shadow side, right? Like where it has like the other emotions, but more like when it's triggered, when it's ignited, learn to use it for good. Learn to use that energy for good.
Right.
Learn to harmonize it.
Yeah.
You know, like if you feel angry, right? Don't go, let me solve this problem. Let me go get this work on it. Let me go to this library and learn. Let me go work on my business. Let me go do something constructive. Let me go and transform this energy into something that's gonna do good for my life.
Yeah.
You know, let me turn it into